Hi everyone, this is William Cunningham, aka Reggie, of My Hope in Marriage. You can visit My Hope in Marriage online at myhopeinmarriage.com. And what I do is I just provide you information, perhaps insight from over 37 years of marriage and also 37 years of studying marriage, visiting forums, speaking with guys, and so forth and so on. All right? And I consolidate all that and present it to you. Something I've been doing recently, well, the past few years, is watching videos about dating, the landscape of men-women relationships, and of course that involves marriage. And it's pretty, it's frightening and it's unfortunate. So what I want to talk about today is men, don't lose yourself. And if you found that you have lost yourself, pick yourself back up and get control of your life. All right? Because men get married mostly because they want a partner. Unfortunately, some people get married, men, women, they get married because they fell in love. And I've said many times before, that's not a good reason to get married because you can easily fall out of love. Right? That's just a feeling, an infatuation that you may have. You want to get married for specific reasons. Why do you want a wife? Why do you want a husband? All right. Now, we're going to talk about from a man's perspective, because that's what this site is about, is from a man's perspective. Why would a man get married to a particular woman? Well, he may have, of course, expectations, and he's going to, expect certain things from his wife. He's going to try to get to know her. I believe some people get married way too soon. You really don't know who you marry. You want to see your partner, if you will, in different areas of life, in different situations, in different circumstances, because you want to try to see the real person. You want to try to get under all the facade, if there's any there, and we all have some kind of facade. You want to put your best foot forward to impress someone, so forth and so on. So we want to get under that to really get to know the person, and a lot of times we don't give enough time to do that, and we get married too soon. We get married to people that we probably shouldn't have gotten married to. All right? So you need to get to know the person. One thing that I learned from my marriage is the person that you meet and end up building a relationship may not be the same person that you live with after you got married. Now, how is that possible? Because she changed? Not necessarily. For example, I realized I used to wonder why my wife was so different. She changed, and I'm talking like a malicious change. All of a sudden, she became an evil demon. No, it was just a different person. She operated somewhat differently. She didn't do the things that she did when we were dating in college. We met in college. And to this day, she would tell how I helped her. I was an electrical engineering major. She was an industrial engineering major. She had a friend. And in the school we attended, Drexel University, everybody took, kind of like everybody else's courses, sort of like, even though she wasn't electrical engineering, she had to take electrical and electronic courses. And I was able to help her and her friend, because that's what I was in. So, we build a relationship like that. I was helping, I was providing. And then when a guy gets married, he wants help. He wants a companionship. And I remember, like I was saying, thinking, why does she seem so different? And I realized, and this is the key, guys, it's the situation that you interact with her in during the development of the relationship. In my case, I met and interacted with for about 5 years, 5 going on 6 years, with the student version of the person I married. All right, the student version. She had a certain dedication, certain ways of operating because she was under this boundary for students to be successful and get out of college. But when we got married, that was gone. We got married a year after she graduated. I had already graduated. I had graduated 2 years prior, and I realized I'm not married to that person. So of course she's different. All right, good or bad, whatever, she's going to be different. And you may have been different as well. But I find that men go into a marriage, they're thinking about marriage the way women tend to think about marriage as far as the wedding day, the pomp and the circumstance, whereas a guy is looking at the marriage, having a house to live in, whether it's an apartment, a house, whatever, having a place to stay, providing for the family, so forth and so on. That's what a guy is thinking from birth. All right? And women aren't thinking that way. And what a guy can end up doing is being so dedicated to her and that relationship with even the certain expectations from her. And those expectations don't come to fruition. The desires that he has does not get met, but yet he still grinds to protect, to provide, to cover. He has to deal with the craziness in the world. He has to deal with all of the things that men do. And he loses himself. We lose ourselves. We become a resource instead of a person to ourselves. We become a resource to others, and we lose ourselves. The Bible says that it's good for a man to eat, drink, and be merry, and to enjoy the fruits of his labor. This is in Ecclesiastes. And that is a gift from God. So we spend so much of our time serving others, starting with serving your spouse, your wife, trying to please her, make her comfortable. But what do we get in return? That's something that you have to stop and think about. What am I getting out of this deal? Men go into a marriage, for the most part, thinking of a partnership. He has a helper. The Bible says a helper compatible to him. The wife is his helper, his companion, his partner. The wife isn't a what do you call it? The wife isn't a liability. The wife isn't a responsibility, though he's going to be responsible to her and she to him, of course. But that's not what his life is about. Even if he did not get married, he would have a life goal, a raison d'etre, a reason for being, a raison d'etre, if I remember that correctly, a reason for existing. Something that he wants to do, something that he has a passion for, that he wants to accomplish, something that's burning inside him that he wants to do. And in a lot of cases, a man wants a woman that's going to help him do it, that's going to be with him to do it, however she supports him. Okay? And he finds that it's not working out the way he hoped. She's not with him. She's bugging him because he doesn't take out the trash or doesn't wash the dishes. Okay? But you've got to ask yourself, guys, you got to ask yourself, what is your wife doing for you? Oh, whoa. What is she doing for you? Assuming you are a responsible husband, father, man, what is she doing for you? Now, I'm not talking about she cooks, because she would have to do that if you were not there. Now, if she came and gave you special meals all the time, wanted to surprise you, that's different. That's an expression perhaps of appreciation or even of love. And you take note of those. But if it's just regular cooking meals and so forth, it's great, but what is she doing to be your partner? You done got lost into serving. You got lost into serving the mechanics of things that you forgot that you were designed to do something in this life. You got lost somewhere. How'd you get lost? Where'd you get lost? Because you didn't realize that she's not with you. And I've said this before, one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in marriage is to follow my wife. God did not design men to follow their wives. That doesn't mean that the wife isn't intelligent and resourceful, because if you remember in Proverbs, it talks about that industrious woman. She knows how to make money. She takes care of stuff. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the woman is inferior. I'm saying there's a hierarchy that God has established. The man is the head of the wife. That doesn't mean he's her boss and she has to obey his command. No. Remember, in the garden, God gave both of them dominion. But he was the head. He was first. All right, I don't want to get into that. My point is this. Guys, over the years, especially for the guys that have been married for a while, over the years, you lose yourself. You lose focus of what you're trying to do. And you get caught up into this being a family man, being a husband, taking care of your wife and kids. Those are important. But what are you doing? What do you want out of life? What happened? Were you've so far drifted that you're not even in the same country. If metaphorically speaking, you're somewhere way off. You're in some road in a different country. How did you get there? How did you drift so far off course? Because you were trying to please her, to appease her, placate her. You were trying to make her life great, and at the same time sucking in and not really dealing with the disappointments you had in the relationship, the busted expectations. And then sometimes the guy gets to a point where he's come to a realization, rather, that it's never going to be the way I dreamed. This relationship will never be the way I dreamed. Now what? I'm stuck being a servant instead of a man with a purpose. I got lost. How do I get found? How do I find my way out of this ditch? I can't say easy. It's simple. Start assessing yourself. Start making a change towards yourself. What do you want to do? Start doing it. Prioritize that. If she doesn't want to be with you, she doesn't want to be with you. And when I say be with you, I'm not saying she wants a divorce. I'm saying she's just focused on something else. For example, a man wants his wife, but she wants the kids. She'll spend her time with the kids. She'll, spend her time with her occupation, while you get left to wither and die on the side of the road. A lot of guys will tell you that. As soon as you have kids, man, even before you have kids, because she's got that motherly instinct or whatever, she wants kids, the biological clock, and her motivation, her motive, her goal is to have kids, not to be with you. Her goal has probably never been to be your partner, except just to be married to you, to establish a certain environment, to establish a certain arena to operate in, if you will. a safety zone, security. And the whole process, you're losing yourself. Men think of marriage as a partnership. Women, I've come to see that, or hear that they think of it as a transaction. It's not a personal thing. It's just business. And that's okay if that's what both people want. If the husband and wife, this is a business deal. But somewhere in the line, you gotta stay with yourself. What do you want to do? I hear women who make their careers and they make money and they say they don't need a man and so forth and so on. Good, power to you. It's kind of stupid, but no, power to you. She pursues her goals, and they're always going to do that. Whether it's to have a 6-figure income or be that super mom or the queen of her household or whatever. She's going to pursue it. She's going to fight for it. She's going to nag you for it. And you fall into it because you want to keep peace. You can't keep peace. Don't think about keeping peace. You make peace, but sometimes to make peace, you have to have war. You have to go through conflict to get resolution. All right? So, for those guys who have been doing this marriage thing for years and years and years, and it's just getting more and more disappointing. You're resenting your wife, and that resentment can move over to your kids because they're all hindering me from enjoying my life. They're all hindering you from enjoying your life. At least that's how you're reading the whole thing. And it's not necessarily that. She's not necessarily being malicious towards you. She's just pursuing her dreams. And that dream, unfortunately, in many cases, is not to be your soulmate. It's not to be your partner. She just needs a roommate, somebody to pay the bills or help with the bills. Someone to provide an environment for her to raise and her kids. Mess up her sons. A woman will mess up a son quicker than a fly will land on crab. I'm serious. All right, I've seen it in action. All right, and guys, you got to guard your sons. All right, now I don't have a daughter, so I can't really speak to that, but you probably would have to guard them too. All right, and she's probably going to tell you how to. She's probably going to have to guard the daughter from you because the daughter could end up being, daddy's little girl or daddy's little queen, and that gets all messed up. And she knows the deal, so you got to listen to each other. So guys, find yourself, get back on track. Just start. You might not be tomorrow you find yourself, oh, this is the road I'm supposed to be on. No, it may be a year or two. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to pursue something. If she's with you, she's with you. If she's not, she's not. Don't sweat that. But you got to get out of that hole, man. You got to get yourself out of it. All right? And it starts with you. You have to make some tough decisions. As a man, being responsible, you're going to have to do things that you probably don't want to do. But you got to do it for you. You got to do it for you. That's important. She's doing her thing, and you weren't included. You weren't invited to that party. You were just one of the servants. She needs to make things happen in many cases for the guys. Take control of your life, my man. Okay, and for the ladies that really get it, God bless you. Those who are really their husband's partner, tell your friends how to do it because they need it. Their husbands need it. But guys, get unlost. Find yourself, get back on that road, put guardrails up, all right, and keep yourself on it because it's your life. It's your life. It's your life, and protect it. All right? Well, I just want to bring that to you guys. because I see this happen so often. I read about it. I watch videos about it, and it's so unfortunate that guys lose themselves over the years, and sometimes they just don't realize, and they're trying to make their relationship better when there is no relationship. The relationship is going to be where it is unless their wives get enlightened somehow or something happened. They have some kind of crazy epiphany. It's not going to change, dude. It's not. All right? All right, so God bless you all. I want you to go out and have a happy life. Have a happy life. And that doesn't mean to have a happy wife. Forget that crap. A happy wife is a happy life or some junk like that. No. Your life can be happy if you pursue it. Whether she's with you or not. Whether she's happy or not. Sure, you want to take care of her, but, you know. All right, let me stop, because this is something I'm this particular topic is something I'm very passionate about. So go find yourself, take care of your life, pursue your dreams, do it, with or without her. All right? God bless you. Have a great one. Be blessed.